Escalating tensions this weekend between the Trump administration and officials in Chicago. We were there as hundreds of Texas National Guard troops first arrived at an Army Reserve training center about an hour outside of Chicago.
This as military members and federal workers will soon go without their first paycheck as the government shutdown sees no end in sight. Republicans and Democrats continuing this weekend to point the finger at each other. With that, let's bring in Republican Congressman Scott Fitzgerald, a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Good to be with you.
So let's start right there with Chicago. Are you comfortable with what we're seeing play out there in Chicago? Hundreds of troops now mobilized in the city, or near the city?
Yeah, you know, I wish that Governor Pritzker and that the mayor would be a little more accommodating than they have been so far. I will say, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised how quickly we saw a turnaround in D.C., and I would expect that where the mayor there embraced the idea eventually to, and part of that was the feedback they were getting from local law enforcement saying the Guard's presence has made a huge difference in D.C., and hopefully we'll see the same thing in Chicago soon. So it's not a very over-the-top type of presence. When you see these Guardsmen walking around in D.C., oftentimes it's with law enforcement, and it just brings kind of a calmness that I don't think we've seen in D.C. for years. Hopefully the same thing happens in Chicago.
Are you okay with the president? Would you be okay with the president invoking the Insurrection Act?
No, I don't. You know, you got 90-day deployments with some of these Guardsmen. They still have civilian jobs. I would assume that eventually they'll set up a rotation. I myself, being a member of both the Guard and Reserve for many years, it was kind of common practice to have these rotations. Sometimes members could volunteer for that type of service for a period of time. So I don't think it's going to escalate to that level, not as we sit here today.
Let's get to the shutdown. And first, the military pay. There's been talk about a standalone bill to help pay military members. Is that something that you would back or support?
I certainly would back it. I don't know that that's going to happen yet. We're not sure. Kind of Speaker Johnson has been alluding to maybe getting the entire conference together over this weekend to have discussions about what the next move would be as we kind of watch this move into its second week. But certainly I think that's a big concern. What I really hope happens is that the Democrats kind of come to their senses on this front. I mean, the CR, it's such a layup at this point. Let's get to let's get to November 21st. If you want to have a discussion about health care, let's have that discussion. It's a massive, complex issue that touches all Americans. And if they think we're going to be able to sit at a table and negotiate something related to health care under the duress of a government shutdown, they're just out of their minds. It's just not going to happen.
To that health care debate, Congressman, is there a scenario where you would vote to extend the subsidies for Obamacare as part of a package to open the government?
If they want to peel back Obamacare and have a full discussion about changes and the way it could be reformed, I'm all ears. You know, it's something that I think has been frustrating for many of us who have watched that discussion, and I wasn't necessarily part of that. But, you know, we can talk about Medicaid, Medicare, we can talk about all of it if you want. But in the meantime, the idea that there's going to be government employees that are not going to be paid this week and the troops, as you referred to earlier, it's just outrageous that they think this is the best path forward.
There's been a lot of attention on back pay for federal workers. The president seemed to indicate that may not happen. Do you want that to happen, back pay for federal workers?
Yeah, I think if you're a furloughed employee, absolutely. You know, there's kind of different setups for who's in working full time and who isn't. But yeah, I mean, all that's going to have to be addressed at the end. I think it's something that Congress has agreed on for many years. So, you know, we'll wait. If this thing drags into November, though, good God, I just can't imagine that, you know, we aren't going to be doing something to address some of these specific issues related to the shutdown.
Representative Scott Fitzgerald, always great to have you. A member of the House Judiciary Committee, always great to have your insight. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Good to be with you.